Onoshiorena, good morning.
Good morning. I don't know if I'm excited that your smile on Collie's excitement when she's introducing your segment.
I'm looking at her and I'm seeing so much there. I'm like, oh gosh.
What's going on this morning,
This is
right?
the kind of woman I want to be.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
You know, people tell me that Rena is my look-alike.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes.
So,
I remember when I joined before you came to Abuja finally. People were like,
anyway.
Are you sisters? Yeah. Yeah.
So right now, to some people, my name is simply Unkoli Junior. And
All right,
so
Rena,
fine.
you have the floor.
All right,
So much
thank
to
you
talk
so
about,
much.
right?
Oh yes, my manager.
Okay, so let's leave you to that.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you and welcome to Kakaaki Social. It's Friday, TGIF if you may. My name is Rena Obozeghie. Now, in a piece titled Time to Temper the Headlines on Nigerian Security Challenges, the presidency is asking the Nigerian media to exercise restraint in reporting insecurity. Sharing this on X, the special assistant to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, says it is the responsibility of the media to promote government effort, stressing that Nigeria is even safer than many other countries like the United States and South Africa. Well, in that post on X, it says, media reporting about cases of kidnapping, communal killings, and isolated terrorism act must show some moderation by not giving the impression that all Nigerians no longer sleep with two eyes closed or are not safe in going about their day-to-day business. To sell our newspapers or clickbait, we tend to exaggerate and embellish, sometimes forgetting the social responsibility of the media, not to give the impression that our country is under siege by criminals or that every nook and cranny of our country is under their stranglehold. And it says our security agencies deserve society appreciation for their effort so far in trying to nip in the bud the evils of kidnapping, banditry, communal killings, and terrorism in our country. Their effort most often understated have made our country safer, at least, than South Africa or the United States, where 44,310 people were killed last year in gun violence. South Africa faces a worsening insecurity than Nigeria. That is Bayo Onanuga right there on the space of X on Wednesday. Well, Debo says, why is it when it comes to bad things that presidency will be comparing Nigeria with other countries, but when it comes to good things, they never compare Nigeria to other countries. Now they are comparing kidnapping and banditry with other countries. And then for this user, citizen of ethical, tweeting at good_citizens, it says, your piece appears to underplay the dire situation in Nigeria by drawing comparisons with South Africa, which seems like an attempt to deflect from the presidency's shortcomings in addressing the crisis. The real impact of violence hits closer to home when it affects one personally, which might change your viewpoint. It's essential to recognize that the media coverage likely represents just a fraction of the actual chaos. The presidency needs to either take decisive action to mitigate this violence or step aside for leadership that can ensure the safety and security of its people. More light on this is coming from Orel Lua, who says few commentators here are still angry because their principal lost election. Why do you always dump the blame on federal government by exonerating the state and local government? What are the governors doing with security vote? Kidnapping is not a federal offense, it is the state. Well, we move away from that to say that the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, is recommending the removal of electricity subsidy. Well, for him, poor power supply in Nigeria plus issues around outstanding subsidy debts piling up for the federal government can be resolved that way. Adelabu made the assertions on Wednesday when he visited power generating plants in Ogun and another one in Ondo State as part of his nationwide inspection visit to power installations of the federal government. And part of his speech will be that we also want to appeal to the federal government that once there is a subsidy promise, it has to be fully funded. If our government is not ready to fund subsidies, it is actually better for us to migrate to a fully cost-reflective tariff because liquidity is a major issue in the sector, which has led to a huge debt being owed power generating companies. That's his concern right there. Trust netizens to share their thoughts again. Informer says, looking for how to increase electricity tariff onto lights where una know they give and fuel is costly. These guys no get conscious. Her thoughts there. Always Ask Now says, people have been shaming this guy for non-performance. He's not been talking. Now he has spoken. Hear what he has said. Gibberish. And Kachu says the money they claim to have saved from fuel subsidy, can't they channel it to electricity? Maybe a thought right there. But then let's see if that will be honored by the federal government or something. But Burkina Faso military ruler Captain Ibrahim Traoré is saying that his government has solidified the country's diplomatic relations with the Russian government, and Russia is so ready to provide Burkina Faso with any weapon they will need. Well, in a fresh video, he said his country, Niger, and Mali's decision to exit the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS, is final.
Jamais de CEDEAO.
Non, c'est fini. Et avec la Russie, il n'y a pas cet équipement que nous souhaitons payer avec eux, qu'ils ne vendent pas. Les autres nous font des restrictions.
Ils vous disent, vous ne pouvez pas acheter ce type d'armes.
Bien sûr.
Or, les Russes vous vendent tout ce que vous voulez.
Tout ce qu'on veut. Il y a beaucoup de pays, les Russes, les Chinois, les Turcs, les Coréens, ainsi de suite. Il n'y a aucune restriction. Avec l'Iran, tout ce qu'on veut, ils vont nous faire le point. Si on peut payer, on paye. Mais avec ces États qui étaient là, soi-disant nos amis, il y a des restrictions. Il y en a même qui sont arrivés à nous dire qu'ils ne peuvent rien nous vendre qui est létal.
Ah oui?
Oui.
Donc vous faites la guerre, vous ne pouvez pas tuer celui qui est en face de vous.
Les terroristes, lui, nous tuent, mais nous, on a peut-être le devoir de ramasser des cailloux, peut-être même le caillou est létal. Tout ce qui est létal, qu'ils ne nous vendent pas. Je vous fais une confidence. Il est arrivé des moments, lors de certaines opérations ici, qu'on aille emprunter des armes avec des pays voisins, venir faire l'opération, nettoyer et aller remettre. Aujourd'hui, dès qu'il y a une attaque, on a dit aux bataillons d'intervention rapide, vous bougez. Parce qu'ils sont entièrement équipés, prêts au combat.
All right, let's see how this made Africans or countries in ECOWAS. Flora is saying that, to say the truth, I don't see the benefits that ECOWAS citizens are enjoying in this community. All I see is economic hardship all across all states and poor living conditions. No scholarship fund for the average citizens unless the rich and connected. Joseph Moses says, yes, it's a wise decision. There are no consequences. The only consequence is that they won't get free money from the West. That's all. The West usually blackmail other African countries with free stuff. And also, Mostino says, very wrong. You don't make aggressive man your bestie because you are having problems with your parents. For you, will regret it later. Russia, Iran, and North Korea is never an option. A country that one man has the first and final say is very dangerous. And then finally on this is John, who says, Russia has successfully captured a block of West Africa, a win over France in particular, and then the West in general. If ECOWAS is not careful, more countries would leave. Africa should just understand that these divisions give more advantages to outsiders against us. Well, to our final story today, Super Falcons striker Asisat Oshoala has left FC Barcelona Femini to join a new National Women's Soccer League team, Bay Football Club. That is in the United States. Well, Bay FC announced the new signing in a statement on Thursday, and on his X account, he says the club is saying the Agbabola has arrived. Well, that's Oshoala's nickname. Well, the six-time African Women's Footballer of the Year signed a 2-year deal with the new club with an option of extending the contract by 1 year till 2027. Well, let's have her tell us why she joined the team.
Welcome.
I feel like I've been to different places. I've played a couple of leagues. You know, I've been to different continents and all of that. I stayed 5 years in Barcelona, and that's like the longest I've stayed in a club, to be honest. And I feel I just want to change. I want to try something different, and also I just want to have fun. And also, like when I was presented the project of this club, I liked it and I decided to go for it. It just helps shapes me as a player to also be able to adjust to every pattern and different patterns of football. And it helps me to also have a proper knowledge of the game as well. You know, when you're in different places and the kind of football you play there is quite different from each other, you know. So yeah, I think I'm having fun doing that. That's why I'm not so like I wasn't so scared to make this change actually.
So, right, that's how we call it a day today on Kakaaki Social. But let's see a message from our WhatsApp number. So we had the video of that soldier man whose take home could not take home yesterday, and he sent that message to our WhatsApp platform. If we could just go back there to read it, and it says, "Good evening, AIT. I'm a soldier as well. You people know there is no how we can protest concerning the low payment of our salary, but only if you people can help us by making sure the entire world hear our cry, because it is not easy working like elephant and eating like an ant. We are actually dying in silence, because if we speak out, we will be punished. I love my country. That's why I agreed to join the army, but the payment is nothing to write home about. 50K for a whole month, and we have family and siblings to take care of. Please help us announce it again so the people will know we are actually in pain but don't know how to say it." I mean, I got this at past 11 p.m. yesterday, and I don't know if I can say that it actually broke my heart. And I'm wondering, like, I mean, look at the people that we sent to the bushes to secure us. How are they supposed to be energized? What should give them the morale to want to do their job and ensure that there is security in the country? I mean, look at this message.
I think the most important thing is that they're speaking out and that there is a platform for them to do that. Now, it's whether the authorities are looking and are listening. And again, it goes back to the fact that this has been happening for a long time.
You know, when we are here analyzing how much the security men should do, we sometimes look away from the fact that they need to be, you know, highly remunerated. The morale has to be high for you to do the kind of job they do. I was moved to tears when I saw you reading this. I can't believe, you know, a soldier in this country is earning this low.
50,000 naira.
I think we should escalate this in the media to see what the government can do. Thankfully, President Tinubu is a president that has said there's a renewed hope agenda. So we believe that the hope of these people will be renewed.
And the 50 million youths that he plans to add to the army in his campaign message, is this how he's
is it going to remunerate them, and is this going to be enough? And this is also something of a concern, because if someone is earning 50,000 naira a month, he is also susceptible to being employed by vices.
And then you want them to go and fight people who are earning millions as ransom. Anyway.
So they become non-state actors.
Seriously.
That Ivorian story.
It's a pathetic one. But Rena, we thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with this.
I wanted to talk about that man in Ivoria. You know, it was trying to collect
but you know, we are racing for time. Anyway, Rena, do have a great day and enjoy your happy hour. It's Friday,
you.
right?
I will try.
Okay.
Have a lovely weekend.